This Transmissions Trips to the Store video has been brought to you with the help of listeners like you.
Without Patreon support, Transmissions wouldn't be the show it is today. You can sign up for our Patreon at www.transmissionspodcast.com/support.
Welcome to Transmissions Trips to the Store. This is where we like to show off everything Transformers related and only Transformers related, Darryl, that we've gotten in the last week. This is part of our YouTube segment, but you can listen to us on our full-blown podcast. We'll have links to all that shit down below. And why don't we kick it off this week with Darryl, because he rarely gets to start first.
Oh boy. First thing I want to say is sorry to everyone watching the video. I had Jeremy in the big window for half of that, so I have not.
Not my fault.
I would also like to apologize to all our American
Not
listeners.
my fault.
Darryl's Canadian and said sorry.
Sorry.
Oh, jeez.
I know. I get called on all this shit all the time. Fucking Americans.
We learned all this stuff in
FGD
grade school.
it.
So did I. Okay, so I got some new shit. I want to show off the Till All Are One number 12 that I picked up. This is the Sarah Peter DeRoche cover. I'm kind of pissed because I couldn't make it to my comic book store on Wednesday. So I called in. I'm taking this out of the bag right now because I have to show. So I called it up and I said, hey, I need, and remember, I also work here at this store. So I called up and I said, this is the cover I want. It's got Starscream. And I said, I mean, I know they don't know Starscream from a hole in the wall. So I said, it's got a guy with another character, coming over from his back with their hand on his mouth. Right. And the character with the hand on his mouth looks creepy, and the guy on the phone said, yeah, I see it. I got it for you. I said, cool. Put that one in my pull bag because that's the cover I want. So I get to the store on Thursday evening now to pick up everything. It's not in my bag. What the fuck? So I go to the wall of everything. There's only one of the covers left, the one I bought. It is beat to shit.
Aw.
I am so pissed off about it, but I'm like, I had to complete my 12-issue run of Sarah covers, so I bought it. But this thing looked like it's been run through a frickin' dryer here. It's been beat up so much.
I do too.
I don't know.
I have a couple questions.
Yeah, go.
One, could you not have told the guy cover A? They
I
all
could have
this
done
nice
that, I
little
guess,
label.
but I literally was in my car at a customer's location, for my main job, and I didn't know, if it actually said cover A on it, because the main cover, sometimes it's only just started saying cover A.
Yeah.
It only, so I described what the cover looked like.
Yeah, and my other question was, do you not set that up with your pull list ahead of time? Like mine, when I set up the pull list, they by default gave me the retail covers. If I wanted other ones, I would say, no, I want, the subscription cover for this
my
book.
store knows I'm the Transformers guy, and basically every Transformers book that comes in, I get a copy of it. That's just how it's always been, and I buy all the Transformers books. But yeah, so if I want a specific cover, I call in and I say, look, this is the one I want, and I generally am fine. This is the only time that I've actually been kind of fucked by it. So it should be fine that I should be able to get a version of this cover again.
You now
and I
have
don't
a
mind
reader
buying
copy.
it again because it's a good series and it's a good book. There you go. Right. So yeah,
Dude, that's
I was
the
a little
kind of shit
PO'd
that would
about
make me
that
quit
over
doing
the
business
week.
with them.
But
I know you've got a fucking web of tangled crap going on with them, but that's the kind of stuff that'd make me quit doing business with them.
there are some employees there that are not, don't pay attention well. Let's go with that. So, and Anyway, I bought some toys to make up for it from the store.
Rewarding mistakes. That's just the way to go.
Yeah. Well,
But they aren't getting full retail price for
there
that.
you go. Well, no, I don't pay full retail price for the comic. I get
I just steal the toys.
Yeah, I get a significant discount on the comics. So I bought a bunch of toys. It's a lot of G1s that I hadn't had before. I bought Springer complete. I haven't had a Springer since I was a kid. This was fucking awesome to find because generally he's missing his gun and especially his sword / propellers. So
I feel like you're holding him in a
picked
special
him
way
up.
so his
He's
propellers
pretty awesome.
don't fall.
He's got some.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're it's loosey goosey there, but yeah, but his chrome's pretty worn out. So I mean, if I can pick up a better version in the future, I will. But for now, I'm fine with him. He's cool. I picked up two Action Masters. They're complete. So picked up Soundwave with his little bird thing. I don't remember what it's called, but yeah. So Soundwave, who's complete, and Grimlock with his gun turret thing. So he's pretty cool. Both complete. Got a G2. This is Megatron with the
Is
air,
that the G2 mold?
the air missile.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
the
this-
second
Yeah.
Tank Megatron.
All right.
Yeah, it's not the big fucker, right? So it's the little one. But he's cool. I like the G2 mold. So yeah. And one this is left over from TFcon. And my daughter's been loving it. She's been playing with it. This is Titan's Return Ramhorn. Chris, you got one of these yet? He's not paying
No,
attention.
I
suddenly
haven't.
froze.
I haven't seen one of those yet.
I saw mine at TFcon. That's where I bought it. I saw you at TFcon too.
Oh, you're one of those people who got the fancy pants American vendor brought one to TFcon and then sold all of them.
I did.
Yeah. They always do that. They did that to me last year with Braun. They sold their Ape Face. They sold everyone but Ape Face. Then the last Ape Face got sold to someone I know who went to tell me, hey, they have Ape Faces, so I could go back there and then find out the Ape Faces are gone. That was Ramhorn for me this year.
One of the other ones I got while Jeremy was with me. I bought a KO from my store.
I remember that.
Yeah. So it was on sale for $45. I got a discount on it. This is Lambor. And
And you did ensure that it was a KO.
oh yes,
before
I
buying.
had to look because it was touch and go there for a minute. I thought, maybe it's actually a legit, but no, it's a KO because once I got him out of the box and I started messing with him, his joints are shit. He can't hold his gun worth a damn. And yeah, his paint looks good. I may have put him in car mode though, just because he looks a lot better. But yeah, he looks okay. But yeah, he's having a hard time standing
figures in
because
alt
his
modes
knees
on
are so
your
bad.
shelves and displays. Where do you put the accessories?
Back in the box. And I put the box away. So, the two figures that I had, that I just mentioned before on the show that I've had a hard time finding forever, but finally got this year at TFcon, I got from Emmerz. I bought from Emmerz. She didn't want them anymore, and I offered to buy them off of her. And thankfully for her, she held on to them for an exorbitant amount of time because I really didn't want to pay for shipping because I am cheap. So this is Mastermind Creations Synicus, or Kaon. Or is this Voss? No, this is Voss.
That's Voss.
So this is their Voss, and this is Anarchist. So Anarchist, whatever. And
He's a journalist. Look at his box.
You cut out there. I don't know what you said, but but I'm pretty sure you said those are awesome. You are awesome, and I'm very jealous of you, Darryl.
I did.
So yeah, thank you very much, Emmerz. I haven't opened them yet. I've been looking at them in their boxes because they look good like this. But I'm kind of I look at Kaon and I'm like, God, he's so small and intricate, and I don't know what I'm doing with this. So I'm kind of afraid of him. But now I have the 3 released DJD members because I do have Tarn at the back, so their Coulter that they released earlier. So I'm pretty stoked to have those guys now. But I'm gonna let that be done with it, and I'll send it back to you, Yoshi.
All right. And since I'm the host this week, I get to make executive decisions like going next. This is a light week. No, that's not true. That's not a light week. I picked up UK 126 of the original Transformers. A beautifully bagged book with board, because that's how I roll. I also have, I'm not going to bother showing it. You guys are going to have to take my word for it. I've got the receipt for TFcon DC. I've got the plane ticket receipt, and I got the hotel receipt, because for some reason they charged me right from the get-go. Anyways, going to TFcon. I've also preemptively spent a lot of money for TFcon for shit, and
That seems to be what we're all doing now.
yeah, jumping the gun. So yeah, I'll see everybody there except for the Transmissions podcast because they're not going, just me. And
Wait, really?
pretty much it's just me.
Yeah. Yep.
Because I'm just now locked in to go too, so I'll see you there, I guess.
Dude, can we hug?
Yeah,
All right. All right. You'll be like my Charles while we're there.
yeah, we're the only 2 podcasters who are there in the entire
So-
fandom. I'm sure.
So now there will be a podcast panel.
There you go.
Did you?
Yes. All right.
Did you sign for the what is it? What was it, Jeremy? The media pass?
Yeah, the media credentials.
Oh, I just rolled with my usual thing of like, I'll just get a ticket and then I'll figure it out when I get there.
It seems
'Cause
to
I'm going
be
to
a
submit a
new
bunch of
thing.
panels.
It seems to be a new thing for this
Yeah,
show.
They
So I
started it with
signed.
Toronto this year.
Yeah, but they love Vangelus, so
Yeah. He's on the Cool Kids
Yeah.
Club.
You could sell calendars. Anyway, I'm done. Jeremy, how about we let our guest Vangelus go?
That's fine with me.
Hey, I got a couple things aside from confirming my TFcon DC trip. I got a couple Mastermind Creations things. I got an Iron Factory thing, and I got a DX9 thing. It's all unofficial, so I'm a pirate. They're right over there. Huh! I got the DX9, or no, the Iron Factory Seekers. I got the 3 of them. This is the Skywarp, which is probably the worst one to show you in low light, now that I'm thinking about it. But they're pretty cool. They have a whole lot of... I'll get the blue one. They have a whole lot of underchunk, right? Which is probably their biggest downfall. But the transformation is surprisingly fun. It's a quick one, but it has just enough of like extra little flips to keep my attention. And I really like the robot modes. It's rare still to get the Seekers with waist joints that are fully functional, and these guys have waist joints. And since I got the 3 Seekers, I also got the Build-A-Figure of Ghost Starscream, and I've got the limbs for the Sunstorm Build-A-Figure. And I like the way these figures are, so I think I'm going to end up getting the cone heads and getting that Sunstorm torso anyway. Whatever, you did it, Iron Factory. I also got some...
them.
That's right. Hey, I don't do Marvel Legends, so this is where I get in on those Build-A-Figures. The last time I did a Marvel Build-A-Figure was friggin' the Sentinel. That is actually the last time I went for a whole Build-A-Figure.
It's a long time ago.
That's like the first Build-A-Figure, I think. I also got the Mastermind Helicopter Men. So I got Oberon and Turben. They're definitely a kind of third-party toy that I like, that I wish was happening more, but it isn't because it doesn't sell as well, which is that even though this is like very much like a Stormbringer-esque whirl, and this guy's, a very much a maybe kind of sort of by happenstance, he resembles the comic Obsidian a little bit. They're way more of a pair of guys who turn into VTOLs who have a whole lot of Macrossy stuff to have like chicken legs or unified legs or whatnot. They both have Gerwalk modes built into them, but they're very much like a really cool transforming toy that then happens to look like Transformers characters, and I like that approach because I feel like that is whoever designed this got to design what they wanted to design first. And it's got the thing Reformatted does well, which is the transformation has enough cool moments to make me feel cool about it, but it doesn't take forever, and it's fairly straightforward at the end of the day. It's mostly you are just like sticking that backpack out, folding the legs back, folding the arms back. But it does stuff in a pretty neat way. Like the Whirl version has these big accordioning thingamadoos that form like some of the structure of the tail fin stuff. And then the Obsidian dude has none of that because he just has big ass propeller things, which are kind of fun because they actually have the geometry to spin. And this guy has like really shiny red paint on him too, wherever he is like non-clear red. So, you know, I can't tell you these are great representations of Transformers characters. They just are really fun action figures. And if you like your Whirls, like he's got the yellow eye and he's got a sword. There's a little 5mm clip inside of his claw hands. All the little claw fingers open, which is fun. This is actually my least favorite part of the figure because it's the most fiddly. And on reformatted toys, they are, I think, a rarity in this scale of third-party thing where they often veer away from fiddly, which is something I enjoy quite a bit. Last thing I got is a DX9 piece. This is not a Transformer. This is an Overwatch third-party toy. This is Freeman, which is Bastion from Overwatch. I kind of dig Overwatch. And so this dude can transform into a turret, because he does that in the game. And he also can transform into a tank, which is what he does in the game when you hit his ultimate. However, in the game, his tank transformation makes no sense. So this guy, you just pull his legs off and replace them with these tank treads, these very large tank treads. And you pull off his Gatling gun and replace it with a tank turret. And so I was poo-pooing that up until I ordered the figure, and I was like, all right, I'm going to go watch videos of Bastion transforming in the game, and I'm going to figure out how they could have done this better. Literally impossible. Short of it's mostly the treads. The treads would have to manifest out of nowhere. And that's leaving out the part where the legs inflate slightly as well. Like, these are actually a bit too big to be perfectly game accurate, but the way his legs transform, like you can see, they're very much an armature. There's nowhere for that extra mass to come from. And I like that they went for this armature look, because this is more accurate to his other two modes. The shiny stuff is like straight up die-cast, and there's a couple like little working piston things in here. I don't know if you can see it all that well, but if you move his torso around, you get like these piston things going. When you fold his gun, all this stuff goes interlinked. It's really cool. The main thing about this figure, though, is it does not feel like a good transforming toy. It feels like a friggin' excellent Figma. And that works given that Figma has the Overwatch license. However, it does not match up whatsoever to the transforming pedigree that DX9 has. The worst way that manifests is that almost nothing actually tabs together on that toy. He just kind of gets into position. The silver lining of that is because he's not perfectly game accurate in both modes due to some engineering limitations, you can kind of move stuff around to have the robot or the turret mode look to your tastes. And then if you feel like, oh, I want this leg armor to be up here because that looks more like how I remember him looking in the game, you can kind of just move the leg armor up there. So it's an interesting figure. It's definitely a cool niche to go to, because I have doubts Figma is going to get to larger robot characters like Bastion. I just really wish that more parts tab together. Oh, one other thing. His gun arm can't go down farther than this. It can bend up, but it can't straighten fully, and I was like, maybe that's a game thing. I went and checked. This thing can go down another like 30 degrees in the game, so boo, because this arm can totally straighten. And also these knuckles they're just like the four fingers are ball jointed in. He can't form a fist. In the game he punches stuff. In this he's doing that kind of, like, this looks more like he broke his handle whenever he's punching. So it's got ups and downs, but it feels pretty good. Colors are maybe a bit too saturated, but it's a surprisingly solid Bastion, and he turns into a turret. And Bastion is among my roster of characters I tend to default to.
Play as Doomfist. So that's about it for my trip to the virtual store.
Hey, Chris, they're asking in the chat room, Quattro is asking in the chat room to see Ghost Starscream.
Okay, where'd I put him? I put him down over here. Hang on.
Yeah, I think the last Build-A-Figure I actually put together was with the old, was was it the War for Cybertron? Or not War for Cybertron. The
Say
little
something,
PVC
Chris, so you go
Transformer
full screen.
figures.
Oh,
Heroes of Cybertron.
yeah.
Yeah, the like Fort Max or whatever.
He looks cool.
Yeah.
Oh, did I just put this back up?
I think we
I'll
saw him in the
possess
case at
you.
TFcon.
I'll get in your body and make it do what I want. Starscream. Oh, I should mention, this guy's made entirely of clear plastic. Certainly, that gives me a little bit of worry, but he doesn't feel terrible. The coronation gear, though, is terrifying. I should have mentioned that. The shoulder pads, specifically. They slide down over the shoulder, and there's a little peg on the back of the shoulder, so it's, there's a hole on the back of the shoulder pad. There's no flex, though. You have to just flex the shoulder pad and stuff it down. And then when you want to take it off, you're just flexing it off that peg. I think that the normal Starscream will be fine. This guy, though, clear plastic being ever so slightly more brittle by its nature, I would not put the coronation gear on this guy if you could avoid it. I'm really bummed out about how they did the shoulder pads. Like, it just feels really dumb. It's asking you to risk breaking the thing every time you try to put it on. But the Ghost Starscream is cool. I got a bag somewhere, I forgot where I put it, with like Sunstorm's limbs in it, which kind of looks grisly right now. But he had it coming.
It's up to you now, Jeremy. Bring us home.
All right. Well, the first thing, sorry for everyone that ran into at TFcon that was wanting my buttons. I was cleaning in the office and I found them under a pile of stuff. So obviously they didn't make it there. I think the one I had in my backpack I gave to Dogcades. But you'll have to just find me at another convention.
I'm gonna push your buttons. Ooh.
All right. In comics, I got
That doesn't look
the
jacked at
R1.
all.
Look at how pristine that looks, Darryl. Oh, look at how pristine that is. And then I also got First Strike #1, which we reviewed in Transmissions Extra number 36, which I believe comes out tonight, tomorrow.
It's
something
out
like that?
right now.
Right
3
now?
minutes ago
Cool.
it came out.
Awesome.
Hey, Capsule Me.
Check it
How'd you
out.
feel about it? Give me your 2 cents.
Better than Revolution.
And it has a giant spoiler for Revolutionaries. Be aware.
God.
It does. Revolutionaries is on issue 6, and this references issue 8.
Yeah.
Directly.
Holy crap. I didn't, I heard there was a spoiler. I thought it would be for maybe issue 7. I got to the spoiler and I was like, oh God. Because it's one of those spoilers. When you read it, you're like, oh Jesus,
well,
I would have liked to know that in context.
And it's called out in a little box.
Yeah.
What is
As
all the
revealed
box?
in-
I was just like,
You don't even
Yeah.
need to buy issue 7 or 8 now.
Right. So that, but on the whole, I enjoyed it better than I enjoyed the first issue of Revolution. So we'll see where it goes from there. And then I actually have a toy. To shock Darryl. I mentioned this last week. I took advantage of a Hasbro or a Toys R Us, buy one, get one 40% off sale, something like that. And we were there, ironically, because of my kids and the birthday club thing. So we were there to get him some free stuff, and I ended up buying some stuff. So I got Blur, Titans Return Blur, and I haven't really fiddled with them too much, but I like the colors a lot better than I thought I would. I thought that it was going to be a little bit too dark, but seeing it in hand, I like it. I am disappointed that there's no Autobot logo on the actual figure, where there's a place for it and it's in the pictures, but that's easily fixed.
It's a good figure. They should probably make
Yeah.
some other figures out of that mold.
They should, yeah. I mean, I don't know what they can make out of it, but it looks like a good base.
I'll send a memo over to Hasbro.
Yeah. It'd be cool if they could make a Paradron medic out of this. That would be really cool.
Nah, that's getting a bit crazy.
Tone it down.
Yeah, I know everyone wants a Headmaster Paradron medic. But anyway, that's all I got, Yoshi. So
And that'll wrap up Transmissions Trips to the Store. Remember, give us money. Hit the like and subscribe buttons down below, and go to transmissionspodcast.com to experience the entire show in audio.
And don't
Bye,
forget alt
everybody.
mode. Bye.
Later.